We are here today with Marlin Faulkner of the Faulkner Agency. Excited to have you, man.
Hey.
So good to have you in studio today.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about some concepts of selling to make your life really simple. So Marlin, this morning in that session, you talked about six questions to make sales simple. Blew me away. Simple concepts to make selling simple. So we got something for you right now. It's going to change your life. It's going to help you scale your business quick, get off to a fast start, and really revolutionize your sales. So Marlon, let's jump back in, man, and talk about those 6 questions to make sales simple.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things I realized was being in sales for so long, I realized that there are phenomenal salespeople, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned was great salespeople really know how to connect with their client, with their prospect. And one of the things that I didn't realize was it took me a long time to realize how to really bridge that gap. And so one of the things that I learned was something simple, how to ask 6 simple questions. And what I tell people is now I really feel like I really know how to connect with the client. It's hard. I really can't teach you how to really pay attention to people, but what we can teach you is how to not pay attention to yourself, and that's by asking effective questions.
Yeah, we had that conversation over lunch, and that was a key comment. I mean, I grabbed it. You can't teach them how to pay attention to the client, but how to not pay attention to themselves. Did you catch that?
Absolutely.
Subtle difference, but big difference.
Absolutely. And so one of the things I learned, because I always thought, get the information out to the clients, they'll make an informed decision. That's not always necessarily true.
That's tell.
Tell.
And tell is not sell.
Sell. That's right.
It's not. Is it? No.
Never. Very rare. Those are kind of the lay downs, and you don't want those. So what I learned was this process that I can teach anybody. If you can do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can remember this is very simple. So I'll give it to you really quick, really simple.
Cool.
Number 1, these are the 6 questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how.
I bet you wish you had 6 fingers so you didn't have to raise the second hand.
It's kind of like the Princess Bride. Maybe if I had all the fingers on this side, I wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But I do have to. But when I realized that, I realized, number 1, I was overcomplicating sales.
Yeah.
And
Most people do.
100%.
Yeah.
Number 2, I took the emphasis off of me and what I wanted to say, and I had to learn how to really get the information from the client because I wanted to empower them. I didn't want to motivate or inspire them. I wanted them to motivate and empower themselves.
Yeah.
So asking these questions. So definitely ready to get into it. And I love some of the things you talk about that are directly related to this that I had no idea about, but now I love it and can't wait to get this to the team.
Yeah, we teach a concept of getting the client to tell us why they need the insurance and why they want the insurance.
Yeah.
And there's really only one way to do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that by telling them anything.
You can't.
So what's the secret?
Secret's asking questions.
Ah.
Always. And I love you guys. I think at the Life Insurance Academy, you guys do an unbelievable job worldwide, guys. Not just in Kentucky, not just in a few states, worldwide, Canada, Africa, you guys have people. And what I love is you guys are getting content to people that are really increasing their business. And that's what I love. So I'm going to run through this real quick, and then I'd love to hear your take on this. First time I used this with a client, literally scared to death, brand new agent in the home, needed to make money, needed to pay bills, but I had to take the focus off myself, and I started to ask these questions, and it went simply like this. Number 1 was, who are you trying to protect?
Yeah.
If we're dealing with final expense or mortgage protection, that's who we deal with.
Yeah.
Number 1 question is, who are you trying to protect? And I always kind of lead them. Is it your husband? Is it your kids, parents, sisters, siblings?
Yeah.
So I want to know who they're trying to protect.
Who?
That gives me an idea of what's important to them. Number 2, I ask them why that's important to them, because they'll say, well, I want to protect my kids or my husband. Well, the immediate question is, why is that important to you? Because listen, Roger, I know people that don't really care about their family. They don't really believe in insurance. They don't care if they have it or not. And so after I find out asking them why really backs it up and affirms and really forces that who back into their heart.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Because they're verbalizing it now. They're processing that thought.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
you're actually bringing to the surface what they've been internally processing but never really had words for.
Never verbalized it.
Correct.
Now they're saying it, I'm not saying it.
Correct.
So who are you trying to protect? Why is that important to you? The next question starting to get really deep, and most people have never thought about this. And I asked the client A, if something happens to you, whether, God forbid, you're in a car accident or you're in the hospital in a coma, or God forbid you pass away, if you don't have coverage, where's your family going to live? Can they stay here? Do you have enough money to live here for the next 15 or 20 years, or are they going to have to move? And right here is the first time you get the aha moment. They've never had this conversation, husband and wife, children, spouse, parents. They've never had this conversation. So now I become the expert because I'm talking to them about something no one's ever asked them.
That's right.
Love that.
Yeah.
So we get the who, the why, the where. What happens if something happens to you, God forbid, and you don't have coverage in place? Or let's say a lot of people have coverage at work and they want to, well, I have coverage at work. Well, what happens if you lose your job? For instance, I had a client that got diagnosed with cancer, couldn't work anymore. That work insurance was gone. So we can now start to overcome objections by asking questions.
Yeah.
I don't have to attack their objections. What happens if you're working and you have work insurance and you can't work for a year? What's going to happen to insurance? Has anyone ever talked to you about that?
Yeah. These series of questions: who, what, when, where, why, and then of course there's one more: how. What is that? Did we cover all 5? Did we cover 5 or 6 there?
5.
Okay.
I really get into, so we get the who, the why, the where, the what, the when. I love this one, and I'm going to end with the powerful one.
Okay.
I saved the last 2 for a reason. I'm very strategic about this. When is the best time for you to really get protection for your family? Because a lot of people tell me in the process that they want to think about it. Well, when did you start thinking about this? When you filled out the form, when you made the phone call? Like, you've already thought about this, so we're already past that.
Yeah.
When's the right time to protect your family?
Yeah.
Anybody's going to tell you right now. And I end with the last question. I get really vulnerable talking a little bit about myself and asking this last question. How is it going to make you feel to know that if or when something happens to you, that your family is not going to have to change, your kids aren't going to have to move, your husband's not going to have to go work 2 or 3 jobs, or your wife's not going to have to marry someone for money? How is that going to make you feel to know that you put something in place that's going to outlive you? And that's when I get their heart.
That's right. That's right.
But then I don't stop there. I ask them one more question. And this is the one, you say it differently, but we say the same thing, which is just so weird because I realized a long time ago the laws of success are universal. So we're saying the same things, we're saying them differently. But I ask people this question: how would your family feel about you knowing that you could have got protection in place and you didn't?
Wow.
If something happens to you? And I just sit back and I listen. And you'd be amazed at the number. I didn't talk about return of premium. I didn't talk about how much it costs. I didn't give them options. The sale's done.
You didn't talk about accidental riders?
I did not.
No, nothing like that.
I didn't talk about any of that. The sale is done because I took time to really have a human interaction. See, the one thing we forget is we think we're salespeople and they're clients.
That's right.
We're not. I'm a husband. She's a mother. I'm a father.
That's right.
She's a daughter. And we're having a human interaction here. When they feel that lets down barriers and their inhibitions, and they really want to, and you're going to kind of walk us through what happens, which I didn't realize all this other stuff was going on when I was asking those questions.
Yeah. So there's a structure behind everything that you covered there. Obviously, when we are talking to people, there are motivators of why people take action. There are reasons why people buy anything. There are reasons why people don't buy.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about the 5 real reasons why people don't buy. Because oftentimes when we get an objection at the end, I want to think about it. I got to talk to my wife. I got to look at my budget. Can I have a card? I'm still shopping. I got to get back to you.
Yeah.
I got to talk to my daughter. My son helps me make decisions. I think I already have a policy. My mom might have put one in when I was a kid, and I got to check it out. I got one at work. I think it's really good. It's $1 million. Right? They don't know what they have.
They
right?
don't.
I got one through the bank. It's for $10,000.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that's accidental. Like it's through the credit union. Whatever. They don't know, but they're just throwing out stuff at the end. And oftentimes as agents, we don't know why we're getting those objections at the end. But there's really 5 real reasons why they don't buy.
Yeah.
There's no need, no trust. No trust, no need, no want, no urgency, no money.
Yeah.
And if we cover those 5 in our communication, our sales process,
Yeah.
we can help eliminate most of the objections, and when we get to the end, it's a natural close.
That's
we call it a
unbelievable.
natural close. And so what we're addressing there and what your questions really hit is uncovering, number 1, their need,
Yeah.
and then what is it they really want. Because at the Academy here, we talk about the fact that everybody has there's 3 needs. There's 3 issues going
I
on
love this.
with everybody in their life. Movies are written about it. Screenplays are written. Books are written around this. There's an external problem, there's an internal problem, and there's a philosophical problem. Most great stories, if you ever watch a great movie, it's going to show a character. That character is an external problem, there's an internal problem, there's a philosophical problem.
Right.
You know, that philosophical problem might be good or bad, right or wrong, evil empire versus good, triumph, at the end.
Yes.
Books are written about this. So when it comes to our clients, we're the same. So there's an obvious need. I filled out a form. I don't have any life insurance, or I might think I need it.
Yes.
I just got a mortgage on my house for $250,000. I'm checking this out. I'm just looking, right? So there's an external need. There's this external need. Most agents sell to the external need, and it never gets the job done because people don't take action on the external need. Sometimes they will, but we call those laydowns.
Yes.
Those are laydowns.
Yes.
Those are when we walk into the house. Say, so were you looking for insurance? You filled out this card? Yeah. So tell me about your health. Let's see what we can get you qualified for. Look, if you do that enough and run the numbers, you will be successful.
Yeah.
But you got to do a lot of work to get, because you're never going to get to the second need, which is that internal need. And it's the internal need that we all have right in here. It's how things make us feel. We buy clothes, Marlin, because of how it makes us feel.
Absolutely.
For anybody that's seen me on the Academy, I like to wear a sports jacket. You know this. You've seen me. All you got to do is go back and look at our other videos or any photos. If you ever see this guy, he's always in a polo, top button done up, and he's styling. He looks like $1 million. He likes this because of how it makes you feel.
Absolutely.
So we buy clothes on this. We buy the cars we have, the Christmas presents we buy for our kids. We sit there and we get more excited to watch our kids open the presents
100%.
Because of how it makes us feel watching them enjoy this.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's if you think about it, it's really a selfish motivation. I want to do this for my kids. No. You're enjoying your kids watch this. You are getting satisfaction out of it. So we take actions on how things make us feel. And those 6 questions address that second level need, the internal need, which is where people take action, the internal need. And so at the Academy, we talk about the fundamentals of selling. And there's 5 fundamentals in that structure. Number 1 is establishing belief, transferring belief. Belief number 1, that insurance is a must. It's not a nice to have, it's a must have.
Love it.
And I am the person that is uniquely qualified to help you with this.
Yes.
Like, I am confident, and so I've made it my life's mission to help people like you, to help families put protection in place so they don't have to worry about financial devastation and loss when that day comes. So that on the worst day of your life, you are a blessing to, on the worst day of their life, you are a blessing to them beyond your years, beyond your life. Or should a tragic accident happen, or a critical injury, or something like that. So it's this idea of transferring belief. And these questions come into literally number 2 and number 3. So the fundamentals of selling for us are belief, trust, stakes, options, solutions. Belief, transference of belief. Number 2, we're establishing trust. And in that trust, we break that into number 1, establishing empathy, demonstrating empathy, and then showing authority. So empathy is best gained by asking good questions.
That's so good.
Because selling is not telling. Most people think good salespeople are talkers.
No.
The best salespeople are the people who ask the best questions.
100%.
And so when you can follow up those questions, who, what, when, where, why, how, with follow-up questions that lead them to think. And we did a demonstration this morning in our live coaching.
Yeah.
And we had an agent, and Marlin was literally walking this agent through the questions. And when he got to that question that said, so if you don't have any protection in place and they don't have enough money to pay for the house, where are they going to live? And you could see the agent engaging in the question and thinking and searching for the answer, because it was the first time, she's processed that question.
It was unbelievable.
But you were probing, right? And so what you did was you probed. You were asking good questions, which then reveals what we in the third fundamental, which is the stakes. The stakes. You then revealed the stakes. So for her, the stakes are: if I don't have something in place, my family is going to be in jeopardy.
That's good.
If my family's in jeopardy, now we're going to talk about it. You addressed it. And then what you did by asking that further question is you raised the stakes. Because then you brought to the forefront what's going to happen to your family if.
Yeah.
And then one further question, how does that make you feel? And then how will your family feel? Because what does that address?
The heart.
The internal need. The internal need, man. So these 6 questions to make sales simple, Powerful stuff.
Powerful.
Powerful stuff. So
I love the fact that you guys have a no objection closure. You guys, when you go through this process, which I didn't realize, I was already implementing a large portion of it, but we can erase a lot of we can help people get out of their own way so they can get exactly what they want if we become true professionals of the fundamentals of selling. And so I definitely want to thank you guys. All the work that you guys do with the Insurance Academy is unbelievable. But to be able to partner with you to realize how we can better help families, we're going to go change the world.
boom. Structures in your process gives you confidence. Confidence gives you the ability to move forward. Confidence in repetition creates competence. Competence makes you a professional. You'll accelerate your sales. You'll accelerate your career, take it to the next level. It's all about helping you win. So that's what we got. Marlin, man, thanks for bringing it today.
Love it. Thank you,
all right,
man.
More to come.
Way more to come.
Boom.
Appreciate it.
We're out.